Man, oh man, I don't know what to say. I'm getting text messages from people saying the Sparks lose another game. I don't know how. They're up 22 points at one point, but they lose the fourth quarter 40-18 and somehow suffer a defeat on the road against the Dallas Wings 113-110. Oh, I can't wait to talk about it here with LA Sparks Weekly. Michael Matthew here with LA Sparks Weekly after another tough defeat for the Los Angeles Sparks. Once again, 113-110 in Dallas. It just happened. I'm here. I got the one and only DJ Treacy Treese with me. I know you feeling some type of way.
Man.
Just how tough of a loss was this? You know, the fact that we were talking like, man, if they win this game, how the schedule's adding up, maybe they get, you know, they got Fever, they got Sky, they got the Dream, they got some matchups in their favor. Maybe they can make a run. Then it just all falls apart. What's your thoughts, DJ?
Michael, this is an emotional roller coaster. I mean, honestly, we gonna need is the Sparks available to help me and with my therapy this month on my bills. I need an extra therapy session because Michael, I'm emotionally invested in this. Okay, I'm running around the studio like, oh man, we got this, Sparks, no way. And then it's fourth quarter, third quarter, we good. We outscoring by 16.
Yeah.
Fourth quarter, all right, cool. That's enough. You know, Rakia not on the floor, they making up a little points, and then all of a sudden, at the end of the game, this wild finish.
They forget to play defense. They forget how to play offense. You have 4 players that score 15 or more. 3 of them score 20 or more, led by Odyssey Sims with 26 points, 10 assists. I can say she is a great, great addition.
Yep.
She should be starting at point guard.
Yep.
From here on out. Even when Ari gets back, Ari can be the backup point guard. I will be okay with that. Career high for our girl, Rakia Jackson, 25 points. Once again, started off on fire, had an amazing first quarter. They kind of figured some things out, but she was still able to get 25. And then De'Erica bouncing back, 21 points for her. But they were up 10 points with 2 minutes left.
I want to hear about the 10,
109-99. They only score 1 point the rest of the way, and they give up 14. How do you explain
by 22, Michael. I don't want to hear the 10. The 22 felt like we was at the promised land. You know what I mean? I'm going to agree with some of what you said.
Yeah.
Odyssey Sims is a great addition. We need to try to find a way to sign her through the end of the year as a hardship player, okay? Rakia Jackson, man, I feel for her. I said this last episode, and I specifically asked Coach Miller about it. I'm like, how do you encourage this rookie that's having great games but isn't converting into wins? Because you can just feel how deflated she is in the press conferences.
You just don't want her to have that aura or that losing aura on her. You know what I'm saying?
but I want her to continue, and I said this last game, she's a winner.
Yeah.
When winners lose, they get this aggression, they get this roughness, this toughness, and they find a way to be better next game. She absolutely outperformed herself in the last game.
Yeah, she did.
So big shouts out to her. Again, De'Erica Hamby had a bounce-back game.
Yep.
She did a really great job offensively scoring. So it's like when you have 3 players who score over 20 points, you're like, let me close the game. Let me close the app.
You're supposed to win.
It's insane. Yeah. Arike shooting them rainbows. How did this happen to us?
Yeah, and shout out to Arike. She had 33 points. Natasha Howard, 30 points, 7 rebounds.
Yep.
It's just good teams find ways to win even when they aren't supposed to win games, and bad teams find ways to lose. And this game today shows that the Sparks are a bad team. I don't know if you blame it on coaching. I don't know if it's solely on the players, but to lose the fourth quarter 40-18 the way that they did, you see something to where they up 10. You see, boom, back-to-back buckets, for the Wings. There's no timeout called.
Yeah.
Then it continues the downfall.
Yep.
Late in the game, I know that Stephanie Talbot had a chance to catch the ball and score on at the free throw line. She was fouled, but Rakia, who's having a game of her career so far in year one, you take her out the game and she's not even on the floor. It's things like that as a basketball mind. You look at it, you're like, you're a team that's quote unquote building towards a future. Your future is that's hurt, and then the other future is on the court having her career game, and you don't give her an opportunity to try to win the game for your team. I would have preferred them go down that way, but hey, I guess Coach knows better than me.
And two, I'm glad you referenced that play, because for me that was the pivotal play that let me know we were about to lose. Because drawing up a play where Stephanie Talbot is in the paint, and no shade to Stephanie Talbot, you already got your contract extended, girl, do your thing. The Dallas Wings are huge in the paint.
Yes.
Oversized. I mean, they got Tierra out there, Natasha up there. So to draw up a play where it's thrown to Stephanie Talbot in the paint and she got to battle her way through to try to get a layup seems like that was not going to work. It would be better off to put somebody, Leah Rue. You could have passed if you drawing up the play. She could have just caught it and tried to throw it up.
There's just no way Rakia shouldn't be on the floor.
I agree.
This is the greatest learning that she could have gotten. They should have drew up a play for her and said, "Hey, we're going down with you making a shot or missing a shot. Let's see what happens." And if you lose, you kind of like, hey, they're a team that I don't expect too much winning here on after seeing how they've performed after the break. But it's to me, it's all about learning. It's about getting young players the opportunity to do stuff that they may have to do in the future. And for you to take her off the court, I just don't know, what are you like? What are you trying to do? You're talking about building, but you're depending more on veterans when you have young players that should be getting these opportunities so that you can see if they can be players to step up for you.
Totally agree. And when we're matched up with a team like Dallas, a Zaya Cook against an Enrique. You feel me? Like, why aren't we seeing Zaya play more? Ray didn't get as many minutes.
3 minutes.
We're talking about our future. We're talking
playing
about
all vets pretty much.
And we could have locked it down, but if we were gonna gamble on losing,
you
might
play the young players.
Empty the clip. Play anybody on the bench.
And shout out to Kia because she did bounce back.
She did.
She had 7 points in her 16 minutes. Shout out to Lee, 8 points there off the bench. But you get Crystal. I don't know what happened to her. She only played 9 minutes.
She only played 9.
But she had 0 points. Stephanie Talbot in 24 minutes, 6 points. And this is where I'm with you with playing the young players, because Stephanie Talbot is Stephanie Talbot. She's not going to get any better. The player that she is what she is right now. Why not play more of the young players to see if they can possibly get better fast, so that going into next year, you'll either have a player you can trust on or a much better trading piece than compared to playing with these vets and you're losing. And it can't be, we're trying to win. We see that, but the vets aren't winning. Why not just play the young players where, as a fan, a fan would be more comfortable knowing, like, okay, coach is all locked into the young players. We're rebuilding, so let's go with that. Right. So I'm kind of confused on what the building definition is, because you go and re-sign a Stephanie Talbot to play to where I'm like, are you not trying to get more youthful to try to grow a team? So I'm confused, but before we get you ready for this press conference, I got to shout out the positives.
Yes.
The team went 12 for 24 from 3, 50%. Great. They only had 8 turnovers leading to the fourth, 6 in the fourth, which kind of led to this loss, but that means they only had 14 for the game, so that's some improvement. But, man, oh, man, it is looking tough in La La Land, and the Sparks lose a game where me and DJ don't know how they lost this game to the Dallas Wings, 113-110. We got the press conference. We got Coach and a couple other players ready to hear what happened in this debacle.
Okay, we'll get started with opening statements from Kurt, followed by questions for players first.
Obviously, a disappointing result in the fourth quarter. Another game where, again, we challenged them at the beginning of the start of the fourth quarter, and frustrating to give up a 40-point quarter. All growing pains for a team that needs to learn how to close and who to close with, and how to find a way with our defense in the fourth quarter, as offenses can, they just turned it up and we were unable to find some consistency at the offensive end. So tough learning lesson for them, but all part of what they're going to have to go through. Our bench was terrific tonight, led by Odyssey, 43 points off the bench. And again, Rakia with a career high at the 3-point line, and a tremendous game, but have to get her the ball and find her opportunities in the fourth quarter. Rakia's challenge is in those fourth quarters, playing these extended minutes now, up over 35, finding ways, to continue to find her places to be successful offensively.
Start with questions for players only first. Go with Infinity.
Hey, what's up, Rakia's Michael Matthew here. Just what you get in your career high tonight, and then after the performance you had last game with such a hot start, just what type of groove are you getting into offensively that's allowing you to have these big outbursts and seeing so much improvement with your outside shooting?
Just being confident. I feel like coming to LA, like my coaches really harped on me. Like if I'm open at the three, shoot it, and that's something that I kind of shied away from in college. I feel like, but I always needed someone to like let me know that it's okay to do that. So since they told me that, I kind of just been working on it in the gym and things like that, and just being fearless around the arc, because I feel like I am. Well, I try to be pretty efficient, even though it doesn't go in, and I try not to get down on myself if I miss like two in a row. So just like staying confident, I feel like they've helped me with that and just instilled that confidence in me.
Hey, Odyssey, DJ from Infanity TV. How did you feel tonight coming from your prior team where you were on a hardship contract and having such a big impact off of the bench and seeming like you found your spark here with the Sparks?
Um, I've been with the team for a short time, but I'm just finding my groove. It was, of course, special to play tonight. Come back home. The fans love me, so of course I'm disappointed because I actually wanted to win more than anything. Two crucial turnovers by me, so I'll take that one, and we just got to be better.
Ray.
Hey, Ray Murai from the Sporting Tribune. Rakia, have you, since you've been on such a groove lately, have you done anything differently as of late to get off to these good starts? And Odyssey, I know you're a professional, but was there extra motivation going against your old team tonight?
Um, no, not really. I mean, I had some stuffed French toast this morning, so I guess I'll just start eating those before every game and see what happens.
What was your question to me? I'm sorry.
Yeah, was there any extra motivation playing against your old team? I know you're a professional, so I mean, yeah.
I mean, it's the same approach as any other game. Like I said, we just wanted to win. These ones hurt because we were leading, came down to the fourth quarter, where we just had to guard. Credit to Dallas, they turned it up on us tremendously in the fourth quarter, scored a lot of points. They were just pushing, attacking. But like I said, we got to be better. Of course, I'm happy to be here, play in front of a crowd, home crowd, but definitely wanted to win, so I'm still disappointed.
Thanks, ladies. Safe travels home.
Yeah, with such a talented rookie class, why do you think your name is not mentioned with, I mean, you hear a lot about the rookie class, but you don't really hear your name as often. And just watching you play, I've seen you a couple of times, coming here, and then I'll watch you from afar. But why do you think that the name of Rakia Jackson is not as mentioned as much as with this rookie class?
That's a good question for the media. I don't know. I can't tell them what to do, what to post. I mean, I'm a pretty chill, laid back person. I feel like I don't have to force nothing. I don't have to act out my body. Like, if I'm hyped up in the game, I'm hyped up in the game. If I'm chilling in the game, I'm chilling. Like, I don't have to like do too much. I'm just true to who I am. And the people who follow me, the people who support me, they know me for me. Like I don't have to, feel like I gotta grab all this attention and things like that. I'm just me, and I'm just gonna continue to be that. And the people that's with me, they just know that. So, but I feel like it's trending. Like the people I got, I want to do it for the right reasons. So I don't gotta do too much.
Yeah, I have a question for Odyssey. Just coming back here, I know a lot of emotions coming in. I know you want to win, but was your mindset coming into the game today, and just seeing that first shot go in and then going on, the scoring run you did. Like, how did you feel just overall, just from the first time you shot the ball and then to the final buzzer?
I mean, I felt good. I slept well. I woke up and felt like I had a little pep in my step today. Um, Playing against my former team. So of course I was ready to go. But regardless of how I played, like I said, just disappointed. I wanted to win. Um, I think we played very, very well all game. Another one that we just let slip away. Collectively as a group, just got to be better finishing. Me, I got to do a better job of securing the ball. Just two crucial turnovers that I felt like changed the game and kept Dallas with the momentum. So watch film, learn from it, and be better next game.
Thank you, ladies.
Yes.
And we'll get started with questions from Kurt. Infinity.
Hey, coach. So that final possession there, with Rakia playing so well throughout the game, you took her off the floor. Was that play drew up to go through to Stephanie Talbot there late in the game, or was there any thought to say, hey, let's play through Rakia and kind of give her this chance to try to bring us home?
So where Key was in on the last play. So are you referring to the next to
Yeah,
last?
the play before. I mean, sorry about that.
The next to last play?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a play that you guys watch us all the time that we executed the other night in a crunch time execution. Steph, we were looking for a slip as our best slipper. So there was that to put Steph in there. Rakia has to take the ball out, and we made the decision for Kia to be able to make that decision. But the next play, that was a different type of play, was run for Rakia. They took it away. But the last play of the game was run for Rakia. They took it away, and we had to go to a secondary option.
Gotcha.
Hey, Coach DJ Infanity TV. Knowing that we're in this build phase where we're playing a lot around with the rosters and figuring out the best players to put in at the best time, can you speak to the last couple of games and how Zaya Cook kind of fits into that mix for you?
Yeah, obviously Zaya has to stay ready for her opportunity. We've been playing big lately and starting Steph and Rakia to give us some size. Obviously, you still have the veteran Kia Nurse who can also play the two. So, just asking Zaya to stay ready for her opportunity, which she did the other night in some fourth quarter minutes. So, those are the things that are growth for her. And she's just got to continue to keep grinding. Obviously, it's early in her career and she has to show it every day. We don't get to practice at full tempo a lot, but continue to keep improving.
Thank you.
Jackie.
Hey, Coach, kind of just to piggyback off that, obviously, today was a heartbreaking loss, but looking forward, how confident are you in the lineup, your starting lineup that you put in the mix today? Do you think that might be the lineup that you stick with going forward?
Yeah, I mean, we always evaluate. Obviously, Odyssey had a tremendous game today, her best game since she came back to the Sparks. So she started the second half, played tonight almost 32 minutes. So you got, tonight we rode her because she was playing so well. So it's not always who starts. Obviously, coming out of halftime, Odyssey got that call to be ready. And, again, she played well against her former team. She's from here. She's got a lot of family and friends in the stands and just really happy with the way she played.
Thanks, Coach.
Ray.
Hey, coach. So you've been close so many times. In terms of closing out, what do you think that needs the most improvement in terms of the fourth quarter?
Well, yeah, tonight, well, it's 40 points. We didn't get any stops. We shot 60% from the game, 50% from the arc, and didn't win, and got to the foul line 26 times. Our turnovers, while a few that we'd love to have back in the fourth quarter, weren't extremely high either. But all game long, we were worried about the runs that they could go on and that we know they're capable of. And again, the challenge at the beginning of the fourth quarter was really looking all five people that were starting the quarter and talking about how important these first 2 or 3 minutes were to set the tone when we had a big lead. And we just didn't get it accomplished. And so, winning is learned. Putting them in position more and more, they got to continue to learn. We've got to have some closers. We keep talking about closing to De'Eric and Azare, but obviously they're dependent on guards of getting them the ball and getting them in actions. They can't always dominate from the post position. And so we talked about, how are we going to close? And I thought, that Odyssey could be a closer tonight for us. Rakia, can, hopefully be a closer. She's started so well these last couple games. I mean, Rakia is showing you just the absolute, ceiling and how good she can be in this league. But when defenses turn up on her, and they make their adjustments at halftime, we've got to continue to find Rakia's space, and they try to take that space away. And then Rakia's big growth area is being able to play tired. As the game goes on and she gets extended minutes, it's not a surprise how good she is out of the gate in the first quarter before defenses settle in. Rakia's challenge is to play when she's fatigued, play when people are turned up, and trying to take away her as the number one option. That's all part of closing.
Thanks, coach.
On the first quarter, scoring 26 points. What was the plan early to establish such a fast start?
Yeah, I think we wanted to play with up tempo. I thought we had a really good game plan to try to get Rakia into space early. I thought we executed that. Rakia was really comfortable at the 3-point line. We coming off a game where we didn't shoot it real well at the 3, despite tons of open looks. So we've encouraged that group to keep scoring. We thought that Azare could be a factor on the perimeter against McCowan tonight. She made 3 threes. So, again, all real good out of the gate, like listened to the game plan, executed the game plan. Now we've got to find ways to have some toughness, stops, and closing ability in the fourth quarter. Thank you.
Man, they ended that bug fast.
So we're back. We just heard from Coach. We heard from Odyssey Sims, who played out of this world.
Yeah.
Makes
20, sense. We asked her about that too.
Yeah.
She at home.
She back at home.
Vibes.
Yep.
Family in the audience. You feel me?
I got to show out.
And then too, you came from one hardship team to another one. So that's why we asked her, you got a little something to prove. And it's like, yeah, I want to play good, but also she wanted to win.
Yeah.
We did too, girl.
And, and we talked to Coach. We heard him talk about, I just wasn't a fan of that play. Like drawing a play up for Rakia for the 3 when you had an opportunity beforehand to come up with a play for her to where, yes, Stephanie did get a clean catch and got to the free throw line, but we were talking about it off camera. You're drawing up a game-winning play for a glue player where you have a young star that you're trying to develop to become, a top 10, top 5 player maybe one day in her career. Why not now say, hey, we're going to draw up action for you to go take us home? And, he tried it for that 3-point shot.
Yep.
He said, and they took it away. So that's one thing. But it just still doesn't look right for me that you take out one of your star players in such
who's on
a
fire.
crucial, who's having a game of her career. when it's such a crucial possession for your team.
The only thing that I can think about that he also mentioned was that, Rakia's challenge is to play well tired.
Okay.
So it's like maybe because she's been going off at the beginning of the games and it
Yeah.
starts to taper off once defense sets in.
Yep.
And then Odyssey Sims did give credit
Yeah.
to the Dallas Wings for turning it up in the
Yeah.
fourth quarter.
And then
So
she had 2 turnovers.
So you already
on her.
got 2 turnovers. You know what I mean? So it's like I get why he would maybe go to a glue player who seems like the more safer option, because if Rakia's already tired, they denying her the ball.
Yeah.
They've adapted their defense to come at her more. It's like, okay, let's go with somebody
But
who they ain't looking
You know what
at.
I would say to that? The hell with it. We're not going.
Show up.
We're not expected to win anyway.
Yeah.
This is how you learn. We just celebrated Mamba Day
Yep.
in LA. And how did he learn?
Yeah.
Young, get the ball, you shoot air balls. It's okay.
Yeah.
This is how you learn, and we saw what he was able to become.
Yeah.
That's the same thing I would do with Rakia. Let's try to force her to be a closer by saying, hey, I know you tired now, but next year when this opportunity come, you going to be ready to go. You going to already get all of the bad out the way. Let's push forward now. So to draw up a play for Stephanie Talbot, who she didn't even help because she got fouled, but then missed the first free throw.
Yeah.
Which led to them getting the ball, you having a foul. They make 2 free throws. Now you're at a much tougher spot trying to make a 3-point shot to tie the game. I just feel that build. When I think of build, I always connect rebuilding with it because this team has to be rebuilding. They're 6-24 now. They aren't winning. So why not play some of the younger players, and why not force feed them to say, hey, we're gonna get the best out of you, or we're gonna see you ain't built for this and get you up out of here. That's why when you asked about Zaya, finally sound like we got an answer.
Yeah, and I was glad he answered it because it's like, all right, why aren't we seeing more Zaya? And he basically said, we're starting bigger so we can start faster based on the matchups.
Yeah.
And that makes sense to me. I feel like I never felt like it was personal, but it just didn't really make sense. But if you want to start a Stephanie Talbot or a Kia Nurse who's a little bit bigger,
who's a bigger player,
who's a bigger player physically than Zaya Cook, and that's the strategy, I can understand that. But 0 minutes still don't make mathematical sense. It seems like there's a little bit of imbalance.
Yeah, just to give her definitely at the end here, and that's why I asked, I don't know if it was a game or a couple games ago, like, do you get to any point of the season to where you like, we ain't about to win nothing of importance. Let's just play our young players who are Wakia, which she's getting a bunch of minutes, so she's good.
Yeah.
Lee, who's getting a bunch of minutes.
Still needs to get a little bit better. She's been developing.
Yeah, she had 8 points, 3 rebounds. She fouled out, but for 20 minutes, that's solid.
Right.
But then Ray only plays 3 minutes, and Zaya, you're another young player, doesn't play at all. I'm still wondering, is it going to get to a point of the season where he's like, hey, sorry, Kia, sorry, Stephanie, they about to play all these minutes because we're just not winning anything. Yeah. But, man.
Or even Crystal. Crystal's a hardship contract for the rest of the year.
The issue with Zaya is what I've been saying all season long is at her size, she should be able to play point guard.
Yeah.
She's not really a good point guard. She's more of a scorer. So like Arike, who's a little small, undersized, that Zaya has to be lights out and scoring. But it's crazy because the last game she plays just a little bit and gives you 7 quick points. You like, what if she get, what if she get more than 4 minutes and she gets 12? Can she do a little more? So it's a weird situation. But before we go, we got to give our players of the game with this tough loss. Who you got?
I got Rakia Jackson. Okay. And you're not going to hear me say, I just put on X, Twitter, y'all. Rakia is very much the moment. She talked a little bit in the press conference about something about the media. I couldn't hear the question because we wasn't in the room.
Yeah.
But I like her energy. Her energy is like, I'm going to prove it to you on the court. Mm-hmm. I'm not about to sit up here and beg people to rank me in the rookie rankings. The numbers speak for themselves. She has progressed throughout the season. She wasn't really starting. And then once they added her to the starting lineup, we knew they couldn't take her out because of how integral she's been a part of the team.
Yep.
She's played along De'Erica off the pick and roll. She's gotten better. Her 3 balls, she finished through contact for the and one.
Yeah.
You know,
Career high, 6 for 8 for
high.
3, you know.
So Rakia Jackson is my player of the game. She's very much the moment for the Sparks, and I'm glad we're building with her and we get to see her progress.
And I love that pick. I could go there too, but I'm going to go somewhere different. The player who was with her during the press conference, Odyssey Sims,
There you
at
go.
home. I got to go. You know, I got to pop out and show out in front of my people. 26 points, 10 assists off the bench. Only 2 turnovers, which is really good.
And
as
she
well.
talked about them 2 turnovers.
Yeah,
she can't
which
forget
you know
them.
she hate that they come late, but you can see that she's a pro. She's somebody who I feel the rest of the way that the team should like. Hey, you are starting point guard, even when Ari comes back. That we want to see if maybe you could carry over and be the starting point guard next year, unless we draft someone. And even then, we can bring you off the bench. But Odyssey to get 26 and 10, very impressive. I hate that it was in a loss, but hey. We're used to it by now, Spark fans. This is what we have seen since day 1 of this season. Michael, DJ here. The Sparks are back Wednesday night in Los Angeles, Crypto.com Arena, but they play against the New York Liberty, another tough opponent. So we're going to see what's going to happen. But for Michael and DJ, enjoy the rest of your Sunday. We will see you guys Wednesday in the building for the LA New York matchup. Come on, Sparks. Got to get it together. LA Sparks Weekly, baby.